Hello, welcome to the Tabletop Command Post in the introduction to Operation Martlet, a pint-sized campaign for Chain of Command. Operation Martlet was a smaller side operation designed to secure the western flank of Operation Epsom, which was a major British operation to take the city of Caen. This campaign covers the British 49th West Riding Division's attack on the village of Fontenay-le-Pensel, represented by the first three battles in the campaign. And south to the Spur, Map 5, a piece of high ground just south of Rory, and finally the village Rory itself in Map 6. The objective for the British is to clear the Rory Spur and capture the town of Rory itself before Operation Epsom begins. Operation Epsom begins at 0730 on June 26th. This campaign starts at 0400 on the 25th of June. There are 5 turns in each day. Each turn represents 4 hours. A campaign allows the British to turn 8 to capture Rory and gain a major victory. For a standard victory, they have until turn 10. The campaign will end on turn 11. The German objective is to hold their main line of defense in Fontenay, represented by Table 3 in the campaign. This, of course, is a highly optimistic objective. Realistically, if the Germans hold Rory at the end of turn 11, the campaign is a draw. Holding Table 5 a narrow victory, and holding Table 4 a major victory. If they do somehow hold Table 3 at the end of the campaign, the British should be looking for their swimming trunks, because a dip in the channel is highly likely. The British will start the campaign with the initiative in Scenario 1. After that, who holds the initiative at the beginning of each campaign game depends on the result of the previous game. At any point the Germans hold the initiative, they may launch a counterattack, but can never go further than their main defensive line at Table 3. The counterattack can be played as indicated in the campaign, or as an attack and defense scenario from the rulebook. The Germans will get 12 support points in a counterattack, and the British will get the support he had when he was attacking from that scenario, but may select defensive options from the support list. The Germans may play the wild card called the Punch from once the British have occupied Table 3. This sees the Germans seize the initiative for that turn and launch a counterattack consisting of 2 Panther A tanks and 2 250/1 half-tracks, each carrying a junior leader and 3-man LMG team, plus 5 support points. The British will defend with the support he would have had when attacking in that scenario. This campaign will be using the At the Sharp End campaign supplement for Chain of Command to track losses for morale for both sides. Both sides will start the campaign with their COs and men's opinion at 0, and each will roll for their own platoon leader's outlook. Now let's take a look at the units we'll be seeing in this campaign. The British forces involved are the 11th Royal Scots Fusiliers and the 7th Duke of Wellington Regiment from the 49th Division. The British player will be starting out with the Royal Scots Fusiliers leading the attack on Fontenay. They will go until they feel they have run out of steam, at which time the Dukes will follow up and finish the push to Rory. British artillery support. The British had heavy artillery support for this operation. To represent this, all games fought on June 25th will benefit from a pre-game barrage with a -1 applied to the German roll to deploy. There are 5 turns per day, so the first 5 campaign turns will benefit from this super pre-game barrage. Now we'll take a quick look at the platoon layouts for both forces. And as you know, Operation Martlet was written for Chain of Command version 1. Version 2 has since come out, and there's been a lot of changes. So Robert, who's going to be my opponent in this campaign, was nice enough to do a very nice update to both army lists to include changes from version 1 to version 2. As you can see, the basic platoon is the same. They're regulars. 5 command dice, same layout. You got a lieutenant, senior leader with pistol, platoon sergeant with rifle, and in the headquarters section you have the Piat team with 2 guys, the good old 2-inch mortar with 3 guys, and then your standard 3 sections with corporal armed with Sten, 3-man LMG team with a Bren, and then 6-man rifle team. The most updates are in the support list. It's a lot bigger than the original support list in the original Martlet campaign, as there's been some additions from version 2, such as the replenishment point, which is a new thing because 2-inch mortars now have limited ammo. So if you want to bring more ammo, you got to do that. plus some other changes as you see in here. The smoke screen national rule has been added. So a nice update here by Robert. And this is the full British list and all of their support points. The AVRE is a big change. It is now only used to fire at buildings, which isn't horrible in this campaign, as there's a lot of buildings and a lot of them can be upgraded to bunkers. So there is going to be some use for a really high HE weapon like the AVRE, which I think is 16 HE, to try and knock down some of those buildings. So even though it can't just fire at teams and stuff in the open, I still think there can be some use for it in this campaign. So that's the British. Let's take a look at the German list. All right, so the Germans, they got the same treatment as the British. They've been updated to version 2. The platoon layout's the same. Very small platoon. Hard hitting, but small. You only have one senior leader, no Panzerschreck team. And the sections are only 2 3-man MG42 teams, and that's it. So the very fragile, but a lot of firepower. But they do have an attached Panzer IV that they can bring. And it can bring a tank scrape as well, which is cool, which allows it to deploy from a jump-off point. Other than that, there's some upgrades to the support list. You now have the mortar barrage in there with the new mechanics for it. So if you want to fire more mortars, you got to buy more with support points. There's SOS fire in there now. You can bring your MG42 on tripod in an entrenchment, which is nice. You can bring 5 guys with rifles and a junior leader, so they can run as is, or you can just ditch the junior leader and spread those 5 guys out among the squads and the platoons to beef them up a little bit. There now you can bring some half tracks, and you can bring a Panther. Once you bring the punch from one chin, Panther becomes an option for support. I don't know how often we'll see it. It's kind of pricey, but you never know. So anyway, that is the German platoon. Oh, they do have the red dice option too, I should say. That is an option for them to buy. Red dice, always good. So with that, that will bring the Operation Martlet campaign briefing to an end. And we played this once before, a long time ago, really early on in the channel. We had a lot of fun with it. And we're looking to try it again with new stuff, new knowledge, new minis. It should be a lot of fun. So let us know what you guys think of this, and we'll see you on the campaign.